Hey everybody, wanted to jump on here and go over some important stuff we got coming up here at the gym. So first things first, as most people probably know, bar crawl got rescheduled, so it is now September 20th. So a Saturday, 2 weeks after what it was originally scheduled for. It did rain on that Saturday, but of course not when we were actually having the event. But anyway, it will be held September 20th at the exact same timeline as before. So if you're someone who didn't sign up before, you have the opportunity to sign up now. So hopefully that means that we'll even be able to push and get a better turnout than we were originally going to have for our first date. So bar crawl is coming up September 20th. Be sure to sign up. I'll link to it below. Next, we have our anniversary workout, which is one of our benchmark workouts for the gym, Paul Bunyan. So it's 10 rounds for time of 160 meter or 3 clean and jerks and 160 meter run. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing. And to this time, we opened on October 1st, 2022. So this will be our third anniversary, and we're going to be doing it on October 3rd, which is a Friday. So we'll probably run several heats based on how many people we have, but the first heat will go at 5:30. So we'll have sort of a similar to what we did for like opens in the past, where we'll have like a warm up written on the board. You'll go at your assigned heat time. So like, for example, if you sign up for 5:30, it's starting at 5:30. So you should probably be here by like 5 or 5:10 to start warming up. Again, we'll have multiple heats. So if you're normally a 5:30 goer and you, want to have time to warm up, obviously we'll allow for that. So October 3rd is our anniversary workout. And as part of that, we'll also probably have, a little potluck thing come along with that. So you can bring food and snacks and drinks and whatever else. People hang out and have a good time afterwards. So that's coming up. Yeah, pretty crazy. We've been open for 3 years already. So Paul Bunyan, as I alluded to, is one benchmark workout. We're also going to have several other benchmarks that we're going to test throughout the next 6 weeks here for our classes. So the next one is going to be Axe to Grind. It's actually before Paul Bunyan. So this is going to be September 19th that we're going to be testing this. So coming up here really shortly. And it's one that we've only done once before. And I want to see some people, some new faces get RX on this. And even if someone can't do the ring muscle ups, which is the final movement, a lot of people have been able to do RX up to that point and still, like, even if you don't get a ring muscle up, you're still considered RX in the workout and can still potentially get your name up on the board. So it's something to push for. And again, it's written in that way on purpose because I know a lot of people are potentially never going to get ring muscle ups, or maybe can get 1 or 2 consistently, but they're not going to be able to string together a bunch. So again, if you're new to that workout, it's 4 time with a 12 and a cap, 60 GHD sit-ups, 45 dumbbell lunges. You can hold them however you want. 50s for male, 35s for female, 30 snatches with a barbell, 95, 65, and 15 ring muscle ups. So it's a descending chipper. So you do one movement and then move on to the next. So fun one that we haven't done for quite a while. So that'll be one of the ones that we're testing. We'll also retest Timber, which is just a max set of toes bar. We'll retest the Blade, which is 10 minutes max calories on the bike. And then finally, we have one more coming up. And this one isn't technically a benchmark. However, I was inspired by one of our benchmarks, the CrossFit Total. And I was like, I want to do something very similar to that, but we've done that one fairly recently. So I wanted a little spin off of that. There's a benchmark called the Other Total. It's not one of the ones for the gym here, but it is a benchmark workout. The format is the same, where it's 3 lifts, each finding a 1 rep max. And in this case, it is a clean, a bench press, and an overhead squat. So a little bit different twist on our CrossFit Total. And we'll test that at the very end of the cycle. Finally, one thing I wanted to clarify was, regardless of what membership tier people are on, you all, if you're a member, have access to kettlebell classes. So that's one of the things I want to reiterate, because I've had some questions about it. But then also, like, if you haven't been in our kettlebell classes yet, I would encourage you to jump in one. And honestly, it's also a very just like beginner friendly workouts, right? And that's not to say that they're easy workouts, because they're definitely not. I've had several people, even Coach Ashley, come up to me and be like, man, these workouts are really challenging when they cover the coaching side of things. So yeah, certainly they're going to be very good workouts. They're going to be full body every single time. They're going to get your heart rate up on a daily basis when we have that class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And as I said, it's a great option for people who are newer to this style of training, for them to kind of get their feet wet and feel some things out without having to, honestly, just like be intimidated by some of the movements that come with our other classes, where it's like, they're not going to be asked to do like muscle ups or barbell snatches or some of the other complex things. It's going to definitely still involve things that are skill-based, but it's going to be a little bit lower barrier to entry across the board. So again, if you're someone who hasn't jumped into one of those classes yet, I'll encourage you to do that and try it out and drag some friends along to do it with you. And again, go sign up for Bar Crawl, September 20th, New Trail Brewing. We'll see you there.